Hello and welcome. You're watching Cricbuzz Live. This is the final of Asia Cup 2022 between Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Now, when we started the pre-show, we said that Sri Lanka started from the bottom. Now they're here. In this game too, they were really staring at the rock bottom. 58 for 5 in the 9th over, having lost Dasun Chanaka. From there, that partnership happens between Rajapaksa and Hasaranga. And the final score for Sri Lanka on the board, having lost the toss, batting first, is 170 at the end of 20 overs. It might not look like a huge score, but from where they were to where they are now, especially courtesy that knock, Bhanuka Rajapaksa, 170 seems like a good score. My name is Tanay Tiwari. You're watching Cricbuzz Live. With me, two gentlemen, the OGs of Cricbuzz Live, Mr. Harsha Bhogle, Mr. Joy Bhattacharjya. Welcome, gentlemen. But that's a very good score, Harsha.
I was about to answer in some kind of gangster rap or something.
We'll save that for the post-match.
It is a very good score. It is a score from which they could actually aspire to win. What you were referring to was 58 for 5 in the 9th over.
9th over. Yeah.
58 for 5, then 2 half-century partnerships. And at the core of it all is a player Sri Lanka didn't want to pick.
Yeah.
Was Bhanuka Rajapaksa. They said he wasn't fit enough to be picked. And I'm not saying the IPL made him, but he got the opportunity at the IPL. A player makes a player. He just wants a stage. But interesting, I read just now that he said when he came to the IPL, I want to meet the Cristiano Ronaldo of cricket and learn fitness from him. I don't know how a Punjab Kings player could learn fitness from an RCB player, but his innings today, don't take that away from him. His innings today was fantastic. I love the last 6 over cover.
Yeah.
I loved the little flick of a slower ball for 6, and that went to about 45 degrees. And they've given him this new role. If you remember, for Punjab, he batted at 3.
Yeah.
They've given him this new role as a finisher, and he is playing it perfectly.
Yeah, he's flourishing there. And Joy, first of all, many, many congratulations on being awarded the prestigious Cricbuzz Live Prediction Award.
Thank you so much.
Please share half of those proceeds with Bhanuka Rajapaksa as well.
I was thinking of sharing with 2 people, Bhanuka Rajapaksa and Shadab, because they're the 2 people who helped me get there.
How did that go for 6?
How did that go for 6? In the previous one, of course, he overran it a bit. So there was one drop there, but that didn't. But the other one was, I mean, not only do you collide hard enough to send it over.
You do it twice in a series.
Yeah.
Fakhar Zaman did it. Now these guys done it. If the ball goes up in the air and you ask me as a neutral, which fielder do you want underneath it? I would say Shadab Khan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's put down 2. And poor guy, he's got hit on one side, then he's got hit on the other side.
Well.
I really hope he's well, because that was there was a powerful collision. But I think that performance from Rajapaksa has shown up a few end overs bowling issues with Pakistan.
Yeah.
But just a powerful left-hander was born to play this game.
That is true.
This kind of game.
And Joy, the one thing that you've got to give Rajapaksa is that when he came in to bat, the situation wasn't ideal, and yet he stuck to the approach that Sri Lanka has perhaps given him, the role that he has. He still scored at a strike rate of 150.
Yeah, except for that one shot which he hit straight in the air, which was so high in the air that even Shadab struggled with it. I think the rest of them were all brilliant cricketing shots. The shot that Harsha was talking about is that, hitting that flick.
Yeah.
Okay, the wrist power that you require to hit that late at that angle. If you hit it here, you're hitting with some amount of arm. When you're flicking like this,
and that was a slower ball.
It's all wrist. Yeah. It's all wrist, and it's all your power. And again, I go back to fitness. When they talk about dropping somebody from the Sri Lankan team from fitness, one certain Arjuna Ranatunge will be smiling, sitting there in Sri Lanka and smiling that, we won a World Cup and not exactly, this wasn't the way. Of course, after that, he ran so little that, after that, they banned runners.
But isn't Rajapaksa also a keeper?
He can keep. Yeah, he can.
Sri Lanka can have a full top order of keepers.
Yeah.
If they play Kusal Pereira, Kusal Mendes, Bhanuka Rajapaksa, Dinesh Chandimal,
Dikwela,
Niroshan Dikwela.
That's it.
Yeah,
you have those 5 there,
yeah.
but he was brilliant.
But he's given the bowlers a chance now, and I was very happy to see that Hasaranga contributed, because I've always believed there's a batsman in Hasaranga that he doesn't allow, because I don't think he's been putting a price on his wicket. He just goes and he's been slogging. I thought today the 36 of 21, that was the game-changing partnership.
Yeah.
And then of course Karuna Ratne, though he started slowly, what I didn't understand was Nawaz bowled 1 over.
Yeah.
1. He bowled the 16th over for 3 runs. Just bowled the 1 over. And that is the effect that a big hitting left-hander has on you. Even if you have a bowler as accomplished as Nawaz, you still think, what if Rajapaksa hits him out of the ground? But if you think that way, you'll never bowl off spin to a right-hander, right?
Absolutely.
And Iftikhar was bowling off breaks to a right-hander. And when you saw Iftikhar bowl, you could see why he's a part-time bowler. He's okay, but he's a part-time bowler. And yet you didn't bowl your main bowler. I didn't get that.
Harsha was, in fact, while we were watching the match, he said exactly that. One more over, he's got one, he's gone for just 3.
Yeah.
Because after that, they go for 52 and 5. And literally, that is the over that stops it.
Yeah, and I think, did the wicket of Dhananjaya De Silva kind of motivate Babar to give him that one extra over, because he did get a right-hander out and perhaps he was bowling really well? Because if you look at it, that bowler between Nawaz and him, they gave away, 24 runs in 4, but yet you could have had Nawaz bowl them and perhaps more economically.
Maybe, or maybe it would have got a wicket. Who knows? I mean, the numbers will tell you a story in the end, but it tells you, hang on, he's my lead bowler.
Absolutely.
But he also bowled at a time when Sri Lanka were losing wickets. So he bowled at a good, during good part of the game. So I think 170 is a decent score, actually,
But if you look at that bowling attack again, Joy, the one thing that perhaps Pakistan fans now in retrospect would look at and go, like, could they have attacked more? I mean, after you've gotten so many wickets in the 9th over, you've reduced half to half the side. Could they have kept their foot on the gas, or did they let loose?
It's a fair question. It's a fair question. I think they could have. And again, I feel for whatever it's worth, Nawaz is a lead bowler. He could have come in earlier. I know you're thinking right, left, but if you have a test quality, a quality bowler versus a part-timer, why aren't you giving him? I mean, left, right, I think too much is made of it, especially when people batting are both a left-hander and a right-hander. Yeah. It's not as if they're two left-handers batting either.
Yeah.
And each of the 3 fast bowlers went for one big over. Now that can happen in T20 cricket. Hasnain's gone for a big one. Rauf has gone for a big one. Naseem Shah has gone for a big one. That last over from Naseem Shah was 15.
Yeah.
With a 6 and a 4. They scored 170 chasing in the past. So Pakistan should go over thinking, yeah, we've chased 170 in the past. It should be gettable. But a 170 kind of score, you're 8.5. Yeah. It starts going to 9.5. If you don't get off the start, goes to 10, you lose a couple of wickets. So I still think it's a tricky score. I won't be surprised if Sri Lanka can win a game with 170. Yeah. They're probably not favourites at this stage, but it's definitely a score that their bowlers can get. And remember, Pakistan don't play Hasaranga very well. Yeah. So Hasaranga comes in, bowls a good spell. It's going to be a tricky chase.
Add to that the pressure of a final. Add to that the lost momentum towards the end in that innings with those misfields, with those boundaries that went. All of that would play on the minds as well, because this is a final.
Yeah. They'll be thinking they've given away 12, 13 extra runs in the field, definitely. And I think that is the one thing that would bother them. But look, again, it all depends. T20 cricket is a game of momentum. So what's happened is the momentum has just shifted. Somebody walks in, hits 2 fours of the first over, gets a couple of boundaries, momentum shifts again. Yeah. It's all about that momentum shift. If they can get that momentum shift in a couple of overs, it will be forgotten. But then...
Yeah, Sri Lanka's bowlers would look to do that, something that Haris Rauf did initially. I mean, until this point in the tournament, there wasn't much to write home about for Haris Rauf. And then he turns up at the big stage, bowls like that, bowls the correct areas, the ball is shaping. Look at that, 4 overs, 29. Of course, he had that one big over, but yet those 3 big wickets, that counts for a lot.
I love that the outswinger, the in-swinger that came into the left-hander. Yeah. They bowled well up front at Naseem Shah with that first over. When you've got bowlers of that pace who can swing it, you will get 2 or 3 of those balls. So, yes, he bowled well, Haris Rauf. He's not had the best tournament so far, but he bowled well. And I think that's why maybe he didn't bowl the last over. They thought maybe Naseem is better to bowl that. So, yeah, bowled well. I thought Shadab bowled well too. I only hope he's fit enough to come out and bat, because that was not a good-looking injury at all. You could see that they were giving him a little concussion test.
Yeah. Especially when he got hit on the head with that ball earlier. I mean, before
on the left, he got it on the left. Now on the right.
On the right,
but they don't call.
Yeah, that's surprising, no?
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not like it's the first time. I think there was in that India game also Fakhar Zaman, and there was another, I don't remember who, but they had
that catch. They held on.
Yeah, they held on to that catch. Yeah.
Look, sometimes in Indian grounds, it's difficult to hear.
Yeah, correct.
But I don't think...
I don't know how noisy this one is.
Dubai is also further back. It's not such a straight-up stadium as a lot of Indian stadiums are. I think you should be able to hear if you're calling in Dubai.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Well, either they didn't call or didn't hear. Something happened there. Dropped catches. Will they cost Pakistan? Now, if we have a look at Sri Lanka's playing 11, they haven't changed anything from the last game, and their bowlers will take a lot of heart from the fact that Haris Rauf, the way he bowled, if bowlers like Madhushanka, who can do it, then there's Chamika Karunaratne, Madhushan, who was very impressive in the last game. So they do have the guns, Harsha, to defend this.
They have one in the Hasaranga. It's not a superstar bowling lineup, but it's an effective lineup. So at some point, they'll have to take the attack to Sri Lanka. And I'll be really interested in seeing if they do it up front.
Yeah.
And say, okay, young bowling attack, Madhushan, Madhushankar, neither of those has been around for a while. Who's your third seamer? You've got Karunaratne, you've got Shanaka, who doesn't bowl very much. It'll be interesting to see if there's a spin comes in handy early on, because there's 3 spinners in there. So I still think this chase could be Pakistan's batsmen against the spinners.
Wow, and especially Hasaranga, who does well against Pakistan, loves bowling against them, even the last game. So he's coming into this game with a lot of confidence. Accentuate that now with this innings, he'd be itching to go. He'd be like, give me the ball.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And don't be surprised to see spin also be, if the sort of run rate gets bogged down, see spin early also in the first 6. And
Tikshana bowls anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And just try and give them a little bit to think about. It's not going to be an easy chase. It all depends on how can Pakistan change the momentum now. The momentum is now Sri Lanka's. Do they change it back? Can they change it back?
Very interesting. Yeah, let's have, sorry?
Oh, said at the bat.
He said momentum, and he said that twice. Twice, yeah, I heard it. Actually, I'm also guilty. I said it once, but you said it twice, so now
I started it, sorry.
But he's the winner today. He's the winner of our prediction game, but that means we get a chance to redeem ourselves again, our prediction game again. Let's have a look at Pakistan's playing 11 and see what batters they have. Of course, the batting lineup doesn't really change a lot. Shadab Khan comes in, as does Naseem Shah, and Naseem Shah has hit those 2 sixes, so you count him as a batter. So then, gentlemen, defending champion, you go first. Power play prediction.
I'm going to go 49 and 6.
49.
Not too high, but it's very Pakistani, this opening batsman style.
I'm actually going a little lower. I'm going 44, 43, 44, 43.
43, 44. 43. 43, 49, 45. Right there in the middle. The best of both the worlds. Well, Pakistan...
Or maybe not enough for either world.
Oh yeah, actually. Sir, but always think of it in a positive light. They call it, nowadays, they call it manifesting it. So I'm manifesting a win for me.
It's also a new word. I didn't know this.
Okay, manifesting.
No, not as in, it's a trend now. A lot of guys...
To manifest.
To manifest. Just say it out to the universe. Just say it out. Like Pakistan is saying, we'll chase this down.
I'll have to learn English again, yeah.
It's become a trend. Of course, we'll carry this on. I also have to take their classes on the modern hip-hop. We'll do that.
Hip-hop.
And we'll be back at the end of 10 overs with Cricbuzz Combox. Yes?
Righto, Gigi.
Yeah, we get in there. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Mr. Harsha Bhogle, who seems puzzled right now. We'll continue our lessons. We'll see you at the end of 10 overs on Cricbuzz Combox, and then at the end of the game with Cricbuzz Live. That's all that we have for you on Cricbuzz Live right now. My name is Tanay Tiwari. See you super soon.